There's a new rumor about Tobey Maguire in the MCU that is even crazier than him coming back as Spider-Man. Let's break it down. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Welcome back to the channel. Smash that like button. Let's get right into this video. This is wild. As though we didn't have enough crazy stories, rumors, and reports about Spider-Man 3, about Doctor Strange 2, and all of the rest of these crazy Marvel Multiverse movies, we've got a new rumor that is maybe one of the strangest yet. I don't want to stop for a second here and say that this is very much rumor, okay? And this is coming from Daniel Rickman, who is a very good source, a very good scooper. But this is something that he said in a podcast on his Patreon, and he was talking about how this was a plan for Marvel, or Marvel was considering this plan or interested in this idea. So this means that it could not happen at all, but it is interesting, and I believe Daniel insofar as this is something that Marvel wants to do. And the rumor is that Tobey Maguire would not only come back to play Spider-Man from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, but he would also play in the MCU, in the 616 with Tom Holland. He would play Uncle Ben. Yeah, that's right. With great power comes great responsibility. That Uncle Ben. And we might even see flashbacks of him with Marissa Tomei as Aunt May. That would be absolutely fantastic and kind of really funny and interesting. And so that is the report. It is that Marvel is interested in doing this with the Tobey Maguire character. We don't know if they'll actually pull this off. We don't even know if Tobey's going to actually sign up to be in Spider-Man 3 and then do his solo Sony movie, although it's looking like that is going to be the way. And there's so much evidence about this Spider-Verse multiverse craziness with Marvel and Sony that we tend to take a lot of these rumors and reports seriously, even though they are just rumors and reports. Okay, so first up, I need everybody to let me know right away, would this be way too weird for you? That's the biggest question, is would fans be into this? Would fans like it? Would fans think this is absolutely ridiculous? Would they be completely lost? So you let me know. Would this be too weird? Now, I actually really like this, and I like it for a number of different reasons. I do think it would be weird and challenging to pull off, but if they do pull it off, it opens the door for so many different possibilities. First, let's talk about this. If Peter Parker from the 616 universe, if Tom Holland, if he knows Uncle Ben, or the person that looks like Tobey Maguire, that's his Uncle Ben, and then he sees that Uncle Ben, but that Uncle Ben is actually a Peter Parker from a different universe, he's obviously going to have a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, a lot of the connection that he had to Uncle Ben will just sort of be carried over to the connection that he has with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, which could be really, really cool. This also opens the door wide open for similar type things happening with different characters. Right now, we know very little about what is the actual rules for the multiverse. We know right now Feige is very much interested in bringing in alternate versions of characters, whether it be a Tom Cruise Iron Man or a John Krasinski Captain America, but essentially characters that are familiar to us but played by different actors. But if Marvel goes ahead with this, it would indicate that just because they are doing that does not mean that some of these characters couldn't be played by the same actors in different universes. And it also indicates that actors that played roles in the normal MCU could actually return to the MCU as a different character from a different universe. And the example that comes to mind right away for me is the Donald Glover Miles Morales. If you recall, this is something I'd been pushing for. I made a theory video about this. I think it would be fantastic for a number of different reasons if Donald Glover came back and played Miles Morales from a different universe. And one of the biggest complaints was like, oh, but he's already in the MCU as Uncle Aaron. He's already the Prowler. But if they're doing something where the Uncle Ben can end up being Peter Parker, there's no reason that Uncle Aaron can't be Miles Morales. Now, on top of that, and most importantly, this brings in all kinds of interesting possibilities. I mean, what if Wesley Snipes comes into the MCU, but not as Blade in the 616 universe, but as Dracula in the 616 universe? And I think Daredevil fans would love this because this is the best shot yet, and the first time I've ever actually seen an actual possibility of how they could bring in Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock into the MCU. Currently, with the way the multiverse was set up, I just see no scenario in which Feige would bring Cox in, especially because it just elevates or makes more valuable the Netflix Marvel shows, and Netflix is a massive competitor for Disney moving forward with everything they're doing on Disney Plus. But if Charlie Cox could play a different character, maybe not even Daredevil, or maybe a different version of Daredevil from a different universe, it is possible that that actor could come into the MCU, which would be great. And again, I'm just super curious about what you guys are thinking. So let me know in the comment section also, would you be okay with Charlie Cox coming into the MCU if he played a different character than Daredevil? And who would you like Charlie Cox to play in the MCU if he did do that? But I think basically the big takeaway here is that even though this is just a little rumor, it indicates some of the thought process that is going on over at Marvel Studios and where their grand vision for this whole multiverse MCU thing is. And it's pretty freaking wild. Like, no holds barred. Like, there's nothing really necessarily off the table. I think they're just trying to figure out how to make this all work. And if they really do bring Tobey Maguire as Uncle Ben into the MCU and then also have him return as Spider-Man, that like blows the doors off of the possibilities for what Marvel will do in the future as we head towards Battle World, Secret Wars, and all the craziness that is to come. But that is the news, a little rumor coming from Daniel Richtman indicating where Marvel is at with this whole Tobey Maguire thing. Very interesting stuff to me. I, of course, want to know what you think about this story, so let us know in the comment section below. And now let's shout out Spaceman3119. Yes, indeed, Wolverine is much older than Captain America. And now let's ask another nerd card question before we get out of here. I want to know what actor played Uncle Ben in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie. If you like this video, make sure you drop a like on it. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, what are you thinking? You've got to stay subscribed so you don't miss any videos. And if you enjoy the content over here, you will absolutely love the live streams we do straight from Nerdvengers Tower, Monday through Friday, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.